Hey everybody, this is Rydo and we're back to the witness. Let's continue with the puzzling fun. So I'll run out of this area since we solved this first section. There's, I think, a minimum of 6 sections are needed to be done. And maybe this line here, let's see, as we get closer to here where it changes from being blue to white. See if that is an intentional thing or if that's just, I mean, it feels like that's an intentional point to indicate that we might be in a different section. So let's just continue down this path to the next section. I think you have to do 6 of them. We did 1 of them in the very first recording. I'm not 100% certain that that's going to stay as a factor. We will want to certainly do as much of the game as fast as possible. I'm not really speed running here, but I'm also not intending to be stuck on levels, and I want to try to gain as much forward momentum as possible before we potentially run into a section where we will be stuck. So I need to talk about this area. Like I said, I've seen spoilers, and that's why I really had to play this game as soon as possible. Because with every new spoiler, I was hurting myself and damaging this recording that's going on now. So I watched for maybe an hour or two somebody on Twitch play this section, and the people on Twitch totally hated the game. Notice some things here shine a little bit when in the sun. That is how this whole area works, and that I already know that, which kind of sucks. But they did this whole section. It took them quite a long time, and when they were done, even though they seemed like they were having fun and just enjoying it as much as they could, let's go down here. At the end of it, they said, no, we're not really enjoying it. And then they looked up the price because they just bought it so fast they didn't even pay attention to that. And because of that, they realized it was $40. And I will say that for a puzzle game that has 700 puzzles that looks this good, $40 is alright, but it is definitely pushing it. And so one of the 2 people on the videos actually wanted to see if they could go back and get a refund after streaming it and getting donations for 3 hours. And it turns out the Steam refund system is 2 hours. So we've seen this. I believe that means if I do this, that'll work. Or does this just like always work? Like if I do this, no, it won't work. So we'd already solved this, and so there's another one solved. But these are just lying around on the ground puzzles. So yeah, they didn't get their refund, and the other guy said, no, we can't legitimately get a refund for this game. Look at that ocean. It makes me kind of want for a Wind Waker game. Wasn't that the Legend of Zelda Wind Waker game? There's so many Nintendo games I'd love to play on PC, but there's so much that we have to learn. I saw somebody else, not these 2 guys, try to do this puzzle. And so I know several elements to this, which just because I've been spoiled. So we need to, when they're cubes like that and they're not at a angle, you have to make an outline like this in the same shape. So there has to be a triangle in that shape. But you don't have to cut off the end. It just has to be part of it. This, I don't know what it is, but I suspect what I'm supposed to do is maybe keep them apart or keep them together. As far as the blue things, let's see. How can I do this? This way, and then see, now I'm not even following a rule here. So if I try this, it's gonna say no. I've gotta keep them all together. Either I needed to follow one rule or the other, as far as that. No, that's not gonna work. Let's see, keep that there. How can we isolate this so it stays by its own little thing? So I imagine I'm supposed to pair up this. Or maybe I am actually supposed to only have two there. That might be it. This is a rather difficult puzzle to be starting off with. Like, now if I'm gonna do that, I have to then do something different there. And then if I'm gonna do that, then I have to do something different here. And if it is that I need just one blue box, that then opens up the realm to this whole other thing. Well, that puts them all together. So if that's the solution, that'll be interesting. I can't solve it this way. Nope. Gotta do something different. How about we do this? There we go. So it's not put all three together. There. We know that's not the solution. So I suspect it's this. Do this. But how could we do that? This. That keeps everything separate. The solution. Well, I don't know that rule. So I saw somebody on Twitch try to solve that. They couldn't solve it. I tried to solve it, and I couldn't solve it. At least there's some consistency here. Now, there are things in the second half of this game that we will walk by, and I'm just going to walk by and not mention them. I don't want to spoil everything. I don't want to run towards the second ending of the game. So we are in this desert area. Let's walk up here, and walk up here. So you can see here there's several shiny pieces that reflect. And what does that mean? I actually don't know. I bet there is something to this, but yeah. So that's a spoiler right there. Sorry. There are puzzles that are in the environment. They are part of the second half of the game. And I clicked on one, but I'm not going to solve it. This one is actually kind of easy. What you gotta do is get the reflection by standing in the right space, and you'll see kind of a burnt in blackness. So I can see the solution there is this. Notice these puzzles are not square at all. So we need to find the burnt in blackness. There it is. What is that? End? It's in shadow, so I can't tell. So I'll go ahead and just assume that it ends here. Good. So this is all about perception. Here we can see some burnt in stuff. We know this is where it starts at the top here, and this is where it ends. Question is, what's the other side? And we can't see the other side because it's blocked. Well, back here we have a new device that lets you move it back to the left or the right. So let that move and then find the burnt in pattern there, and we now can add with our memory. It started here, it went up here, it goes down here, it goes down here, 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 and there. So if you didn't see the burnt in pattern, you could have been stuck here for a long, long time. But now those are powered up here, so we just need to find the burnt in pattern. Right there is straight down in that middle one. So I may be going off memory, or I may just be doing it a lot better than they did, because this was like 2 hours to get a little bit further than this. It was like, no, I wouldn't say it was 2 hours to get a little bit further to this point. But to do this whole section, what kind of was. So we need that one powered down there. So we've got to get their angle on this. Is it up here on this one? No. They had a lot of trouble getting the angle on those. So, let's see. Walk over this way. A little bit this way. A little bit this way. A little bit that way. There's no time of day mechanic as far as I understand it in this game. In fact, I would be really, really surprised if anything changed as far as the weather. It would probably be a huge mistake if it did. Let's see. At this distance, you can't even see it. So the game is being nice. That's why this whole platform is here. This is designed to say if you leave the platform, you're not looking in the right place. Let's see. So look at that. Look at that. And yeah, again, if you leave the platform, you're not looking in the right place. Look over here. Look over here. Interesting. Interesting. Well, I've looked everywhere. Let's see if I can remember where they found it. Alright, I won't give them too much hassle for that. Let's get real close and... Alright, there we start to see it. It's right through these... Alright, that's pretty sneaky. I will give them that. That is pretty sneaky. It's a sharp angle that you have to be looking from. So one more down. But since we found that one, we just have to come up here and just really see if we can see the solution to that one in the middle. We may not even need the other one. Ah, there we go. Which way does it start? At the top right, it looks like. Come on, run over here. So, there is some questions that we can really only ask ourselves about what kind of world this is. That it has all these puzzles and things in it, and they feel like they were just added later to this temple. In a lot of ways, it's why are these computer things added later? What do they mean? What do they say? What do they do? I'm looking at this puzzle here now, trying to find what angle would give me the sun's reflection even a little bit. It's like way back here. This is way, way, way too far. And see, there's like a half moon and a moon and all kinds of reflective things here for that. But that's a puzzle for another time. There's more puzzles down there. In fact, that's quite an understatement. Alright. Ah! You gotta get the extreme close up there. There we go. Now, start this rotating. And when I see the solution, will I see the solution as it turns? The real issue here is it won't stop turning. If I want it to stop turning, I have to click this device and try and get it to stop. So it's going to go right past the point. And I only know this because I've seen somebody do this entire section. Fortunately, this is the only entire section of the game I've seen someone else do. I never could find anybody who was not just getting stuck at one puzzle on Twitch, and I established as much self-control as I could to just say, just turn off the game, just turn off the stream and play it yourself. So the issue here is we're like back on this rock, or it could be over here, or it could be over here. We just don't know. Let's see. Where is the sun? It's straight in the middle. So in theory, the sun should catch it right when it's in the middle. The sun is right there in the middle of the temple. So it's just a lot of the machines in this world, this game, are super slow. And I think there's probably reason for same reason you can't really run. You aren't running by default, and your walk speed's pretty slow, and all that. Alright, I see the beginnings of a reflection. It goes away. How about this? Will you stop? If I... Ooh, maybe what I need to do is wait for it to stop and then start it and then run like up there. Come on, super slow. There we go. So run now with all our might up here as it's spinning. I could certainly explain why it's super slow. Should I be here or should I be on top? This doesn't feel like the right place. How about here? Is this where I should be? Nope. Almost got it. There we go, we see it. There we go. So it was the middle section that we needed. There we go. It's not even focused in on this, but whatever. Puzzle solved. That puts power down over here. Run over here. Look how yellow the sand is. It's like a computer yellow and a computer brown. It doesn't feel realistic. It feels like a video game, and I think that's definitely the point. That this is supposed to be a simplified world. Simple puzzles. You don't have to figure out how to swing a handle. All you have to do is solve a simple puzzle. And I think that's one of the messages here, is that in the real world, this is my own personal, it's kind of spoilers theory, but not really. I think in the real world, we deal with things like opening doors and handles and all kinds of different handles that with no standardization whatsoever. And what this game is trying to say is, by the time you're done with it and you've solved all these puzzles, you're gonna realize these puzzles were nothing compared to just what you deal with in the real world. So here we have some lights hooked up to this system, and with the lights I can hopefully get some more of the solutions to these puzzles. Not with that one per se, right now at least. So if I go down here, that will just turn off, I believe, all the lights. But that did sound like it made a sound. So I'll make sure to leave the lights off when we're done with this puzzle. Alright. So we see that, and then we see this. So what was the... Alright, good. So adding those two together, I hope you saw it. It was this. Good. And that opens half of this puzzle on the floor. Why it's on the floor and not somewhere else, I don't know. It feels like a lot of these computers were just added in a rush or haphazardly. Let's see. So I see a kind of S shaped on that side. Let's see. And when we go over to this side, switch the lights, we don't see anything on that side. So over here, let's try that one. Yeah. It looks like we start right here, and as far as I can tell, that's it. So if that's the case, then the only answer is this. Alright. Got that. Let's see what this puts. Let's see, we need to see which way, from which block this ends on. Alright. We can make it out right there. The end's there. Next question is, where does it start? I think we're gonna need all three of these. Is it the same position each time that you get the reflection? Or is it because the light source changed? I have to walk in a different area. I'm getting rather far away from it. Alright, there we go. So that helps a little bit more. And go over to this one. So I almost can assume that if I see any of the answer here, we start with this dot. see it. Here we go, we're getting the full reflection. And alright. This is interesting, but I think I've got it. We go here, and then here, and then here. I'm surprised I got that right on the first try. I'm very surprised about that. Let's move on. Well, before we move on, just turn this light off. Just in case that does something that helps us, like 4 hours from now. So we've got internal lighting just built into this area. So it doesn't make sense. Is this an ancient temple or what? Alright, here is our light, and I think the light did get turned on because I went there. And we can see in the water clearly there's a reflection. And so now it's no longer a situation of we have to get the burnt in section, which I can kind of see when I'm really close here, but it's more about you gotta get this going. So for this one, it's this all the way. And so here we have the next one, and that is, it is reflected 180, so that will be up and to the left, and then down the lower curve to the lower right. Up and to the left, down the lower curve, and to the right. What is this? Just some kind of winch system to keep the roof from caving in? I guess. What's this? It's got orange all over it. Alright. Let's not worry about it for now. Let's worry instead about this water reflection. Here we go. Let's see. Reflecting there, that means the lower right, and then follow the curve down. So this way. I want to just make sure I'm doing these puzzles right and it's not just giving me the solutions, because that would be really bad and unfortunate if the game was just saying, yeah, you did it right, close enough, whatever. Not seeing anything in that water. Oh, because it's right here. So I think we can do this, right? Yeah, we can do this. Let's see. Oops. Just make sure I know where this ends. It ends at the bottom right. This, and this. No. It's starting to get me. It's starting to get me. Alright. I see what I did wrong. Start here, and then do this. Nope. this, and then let's see, this, this, this. There we go. And see, that cord goes right under in the water, and what does it connect to? This one, I guess. Alright. Top, and then all the way on the left, and up one, and then to the right, and then up and out. Top all the way to the left, up one, to the right, then that, and then that. Really? What'd I do wrong? Down one, top all the way down, up one, and, well, down one, again. Alright. Let's try this. Top all the way down, then down one, and then this. There we go. That connects to that. And again, you don't have to understand how a handle works. Just solve a puzzle. That's all life is in this world. Solving puzzles. There's no real rules to handles. Some turn, some flip, some do all kinds of weird stuff. Alright, so we've got a light source that has to be on. And we've got several puzzles. And then we have these things that I happen to know drain the water. So as the water slowly goes downward, we're going to want to keep our eye on the first puzzle. And when we see the solution, memorize it, and from that, put it in the top. Because the water level changes, you get the reflection of the light differently. So it starts at the bottom, goes to the left, all the way diagonally to the right, and then that. So bottom, left, all the way diagonally. There we go. Next puzzle. So if we can do this efficiently, that would be nice. This fills it up. So we're looking at the puzzle on the left. It starts at the bottom, goes up one, and then diagonal to the right, and then down. Right. So you can even see it reflecting there. So this. Oh man, I'm a little too far away. There we go. Next puzzle. This was probably 40 or 50 minutes in the live stream of them at this point, since starting this whole area. And he drained this area back and forth quite a lot. Let's see, I think I'm gonna be able to see the puzzle if I stand here, because of the way the light source is. almost get the reflection there. But yeah, I don't know. Let's walk around. Is that one connected? I guess this one is connected, so we can go ahead and pull this one up and see if we... So, even though this is supposed to be like your finger, it is also a magical finger that seems to be as long as you want it to be. Just kind of keep an eye on both these puzzles, if I can. That would be nice. Nope, didn't see anything there. Let's try... I can almost make out what it is there quickly. So, is the top left do a U to the top right do a U to the left? There we go. Top right. Man, this angle is... Let's try that again. Must be doing it upside down. There we go. Problem solved. So I sort of brute forced that one. Let's run over here and see this one now. The question is, where's the light source for this one? Even supposed to be, or are we even up to this point? If this light was on, that would be great. It might be the issue. It might very well be the issue, is I just need to find a way to power that light. Oh, we've got a whole puzzle over here. Let's take a moment to look at this puzzle. Yeah, that one must have gone... No, here's another one. That got powered. Let's do these in order. That only makes sense. So, as the water lowers, the mirror image is coming about. So we see it, I think we see it, no, we see it. I really don't see it, but I would guess, it seemed like I saw it for a second. It's either that, or that, or that, or that. Nope, that's 4. So that's strike 4 for me. I'm not gonna sit here and pretend like I know what it is if I don't. That's how you end up with just a boring video of somebody guessing. I don't want to have to brute force anything in this game. Let's see. Are we seeing it here? No, I saw shadows on it, is what I saw. That's what I saw. Let's see. Down it goes. Again. Is this it? Is this it? Come on. Let's keep an eye on this puzzle over here. See if this helps us any. So yeah, I guess I shouldn't be so critical about them flooding this area and unflooding this area over and over again. It does seem to have a little bit of a difficulty to it. Just seeing. Like from this angle, we're not seeing any of that puzzle. And if it's like really, really far away. Maybe I should look over here. Maybe that's the trick. See, but once you get down to this point, there's no more seeing it. Unless it's over here that you're supposed to see it. I guess we could try that. Try this one. Can we start on this one? Yeah. So we'll start here and start looking at this one too. Now I've been playing another game recently for recording. It may not air at the same time. Called Stacking, and it had a very high level of ease for distraction. And I have to be very careful about this game allowing myself to be distracted in similar ways. If I never bother to pay attention to one puzzle, let's see, yeah. I think I'm getting a little distracted right now. Let's try this. Looking here at this puzzle. Let's focus in on this one. We get behind here. It seems like there's a shadow going over it. You know what, this thing is underwater, so I can't even solve it. when it's not. I didn't realize that. Interesting. So I can't even solve this until until the water's drained. Even if I wanted to. Yeah, we know that light is not useful. It's not turned on yet. Let's see. And this power cord goes right here and goes to this light. So we know this is needed to be solved. Is there a light over here that can be turned on? No, but I imagine what happens is once the other light is on, I can see it. So I bet, yeah, I guess this puzzle is the one I need to do. Got it, finally. So it's the bottom, then up to the right, then around the curve and up. Bottom, and up to the right. Nowhere close to what I was trying. Not anywhere close at all. And that turns on this light. And with that light on, we can now start seeing more of the puzzle over there. So both of those puzzles could not have even been solved without solving that one. Alright, here we go. We can go ahead and just solve this one, since it is floating on the water. What are you doing? What's the problem? I see the solution right here. Like, how are you, what do you, what's the deal? What's the deal again? I'm seeing the solution as I'm doing it. Am I supposed to reflect it? In what way do I reflect it? And why would I reflect it? It's floating on the water, not being reflected in the water. Maybe there's something more to it I'm just not seeing. Oh, I see. Let's try. No, not that. That. Or... Man. controller's getting funky. Let's run to the other side as it's going up. Maybe we're missing something from this angle. Yeah, from this angle I'm not seeing anything. Oh, come on. Is the water draining? It is ever so slowly. It needs to be slow. You definitely see that it needs to be slow, but that doesn't mean I can't be upset that it's this slow. The light goes all the way down. From every perspective, doesn't feel like I can see anything from that at all. So what's weird about this is it's blue. Feels like this is the solution. Did I never try this? Hey, that is the solution. Good. Now we want to look at this puzzle here and get the solution to this puzzle so we can get out of this room and move on to the next room. A lot of puzzles in this room. Quite a lot. Was it really necessary to have this many to prove that we understood this concept? No. Is that going to be a major issue with this game? I'm not sure. It might be. It might be that this game has an excessive amount of puzzles because that's all it is a puzzle game. That it just has you doing repetitious things that you've already solved. Look in here. Look in here. Not seeing anything. Not seeing anything. Just start filling this back up, I guess. Where is it? Where's the reflection? Down there. I can't even see it from this angle. Like, I can't even see the puzzles. There's some of it. So it starts right here. Can I get through this room? No. There's a big old gate here. see that is where it exits. Now we just need to see the rest of it. Is this gonna tell us? Please, oh please. Nope. It's just like way. There's a little bit of it. It's not showing me anything though. So we have a straight there, then down, then straight. Let's see if we can do this. So it has to be straight down, then straight down here, then this, and then this here, this. I'm hoping this. Okay, good. Took us a lot of observation, but only one guess. Better to be right on the first try than wrong 100 times and then finally right. Sometimes the solutions aren't simple things. It's just a big old hole in there. So what would be interesting is, where is this hole in the desert? It's probably something that we wouldn't ever be able to figure out. But, oh well. So, we now have a flat water thing. We have a broken screen. We have a rounded, burnt out screen. And a rounded, burnt out screen here. Alright, so none of these seem to have power on them. This one seems like I can do it, so it is that, and then it's just a big old S, or in this case it will be a 2, and then straight across. Ah, that's not too hard. No, it's too wide. What did I do wrong? Is it 3 wide? This is... What is this, backwards? No, it can't be. Well, I guess it could be backwards. Look at how the reflections are working. Let's go ahead and try it then. We'll make a 2, and then up. Then go down this way. Really? Well then... This has to be it. You're telling me it's a 3. It's even wider too. Or maybe it's a skinny 2. This, 2 like this, this, 2 like this, 2 like this. Must be missing something. I swear I'm not. We'll try 3. That doesn't seem right. We'll try 1. Try 2. How can you solve the puzzle any other way? And when we see the reflection here, oh, you know what it is? Is the reflection is showing a path, isn't it? And it's completely unrelated to what I'm seeing down here. Interesting. Alright, so let's try this path then. Hey, that was the path. And so, with that, we've already got the answer here, don't we? We had already seen it. It's like the puzzle was connected. Interesting. Alright, there. Up that way. Where's the next piece of the puzzle? This is weird because we have this part telling us there, and then when we can look, I guess we just look at the reflection here, and the reflection will tell us what else to do. But we missed something. Alright, I think I see what the issue here is. Let's try this again. You need to go up here, and up here, and up here, and then this. And I can't do this if I can't walk backwards very easily. I can't walk backwards. It would have been kind of nice if you could walk backwards. Am I doing that right? I guess I am. So we've almost got that cleared. Let's see. So there's a power thing here that will tilt that better. Let's see, how can we solve this? Because we've got to solve it, oddly enough. The light here will tell us the path. So start at the bottom, go all the way to the right, and then up and stair step all the way down, and then go to the exit through smooth moves. Alright, so the problem here is we can click on these, but as we will quickly see, and I already have foreknowledge. Doing the puzzle to go all the way to the right is not going to work. We're going to have to do it backwards. We're going to have to come over here to the back. And now that those pieces of metal are out of the way, that means, let's see, how was this? This all the way up, and then stair step down, and then this way, and this way, I believe. Yep. So we had to do the puzzle on the back because all these pieces of metal are in the way of our imaginary finger. And with that being in the way of our imaginary finger, we can't put in the solution. So we'll stick it on the back. Show me the solution now, as this is slowly tilting up. Alright. Starts at the bottom left, and then I think it just does this. Easy enough. And maybe, because this was the last puzzle, this is our next character, but hard to tell because we've been seeing a lot of these hexagon puzzles, and almost all the other puzzles that I've ever seen in this area are square puzzles. Now, there is an area back here, but you have to come in from the other direction to reach it, so I'll just let you know that it's not worth our time to run back through here or jump off right now. I don't think I can jump off even if I wanted to. So up we go, and it's another gold box, which means another laser beam. So, that has taken me 1 hour and 12 minutes for what took the Let's Players, I think, about 2.5 to 3 hours to do this section. I don't know if that's really a fair comparison. I did see them do everything, so I knew, at least in general, what they were trying to do. Now, in mist, see, this is a yellow beam. Does this yellow beam turn into a white beam after a while? It's pointing to a different section too. It's not going to the mountain, oddly enough. In mist, there is a point. Here's the little holes where the light came through. There is a point where you could cheat and beat the game really fast if you knew the thing, knew the right bit of information. Another light hole, another light hole, another light hole. So I imagine there might not be any more. Probably not. So in a lot of ways, I guess I kind of figure I could say that I kind of knew the solution here too. But we did it faster. I would have probably done it faster even without having seen anybody else do it. There was really only one really difficult section. I don't get this section here, this little connector. It's like an air tube or something. So can we get some height before we move on to the next thing? In fact, I'm gonna just end this recording here because it keeps everything a little tidy, doesn't it? There we can see another gold box. I don't think we'll be able to get that one to work. I'm seeing a little bluish from this perspective, a little whitish. It's like when I walk it changes to blue, but then it goes back to yellow. Is this a rendering error, or is this some trick? Am I supposed to be learning something from this? That's the big purple trees. And it does kind of feel like there is a line right there in the middle where we enter a different section again. And I don't know if these are rendering things or what, but I guess the one thing I do know is that this is the perfect place to end this recording, like I said. Let's see, how many have we solved now? 97 puzzles solved. So effectively 1/7 of all the puzzles have been solved. That is a pretty good amount of progress we've made. And eventually I'll start hitting the hard ones, but right now I'm kind of on easy street, it feels like. So, as always, I ask you to like this video, share it with your friends, comment if you want to, and watch every second of my videos. All of that helps me with YouTube. If you want to support me, you can click on my name, Rydo. On the right is a blue button that says support this channel. Click it, make a donation. And if you want to friend or follow me on basically any social media sites, there's a whole bunch of links down below. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.